It's Thursday, 2 o'clock. Stamping in our flops. We're going to give it a couple minutes to see who we have join us. All right, so when you get on, I see we have viewers. So when you get on, make sure you let me know that you're here so I know who we have. And I am going to be giving everybody that leaves comments or shares this video, shares the Stamp Baddies page. Every time you leave a comment, you share, maybe start a watch party, your name is going to go in for a drawing, and I am going to be giving away a stamp set. Let me show it to you. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, I found it. Okay, so I'm going to be giving away the piece of cake stamp set. So, like I said, you'll be able to go into the drawing and hopefully win. So, and the winner will be announced next week. So I see Becky, I see Lindsay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. So today we're going to be doing some simple stamping. I'm going to show you a brand new stamp set that comes out available to you as a customer on June 3rd. I'm going to show you 3 versions of the same project because I want to show how easy it is to be a beginning stamper, how it is to be a casual stamper, and how it is to be a more avid crafter. So keep in mind the simple stamper, like simple stamping is really meant to be just that, simple. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to go ahead and get started. Hopefully I don't mess this up. All right. Am I in the right direction? I think I'm in the right direction. Let's see. How come I don't see anything? How come I don't? Oh no, I'm not in the right direction. I gotta turn the camera. Okay, now I'm in the right direction. Okay. So I've got a lot of stuff out here today, and I know I just gave somebody the host code earlier and I totally forgot to write it down, but we can talk about that after. Okay, so we're going to focus today on this stamp set. It's a brand new bundle. It's called Forever Fern, and that will be available to you as a customer on June 3rd. It has coordinating dies, and I'm going to show you today, we're going to focus on creating with just the stamp set. Okay, so over here to my left, which you probably can't see, is a whole array of green ink pads. So I'm going to be working with Soft Seafoam for the largest image, Old Olive for the second largest. The one that to me looks like eucalyptus, I'm going to be using the Mint Macaron. I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to use Mossy Meadow, Garden Green, and just for my aging look, I'm going to be using Sahara Sand, and then my greening is going to be in Basic Black. So we're going to start with our very simple project first, and the only thing that this project requires is a half of sheet of Whisper White paper, and then the inks that we just talked about. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started working on that project first. So let's zoom in a little bit so that hopefully, well, maybe we'll zoom in. There we go. Let's see if I can get this a little bit better for you. Sorry if I'm making you seasick, guys. So I know I scheduled this live, and then, you know, I later saw the weather report and I said, well, hopefully some people will join us anyway. I'd like to start doing like every Thursday at 2 o'clock. So we're going to see how that goes. All right, I'm going to open all of my ink pads, starting with my lightest ones and going a little bit darker as we go along. So I could have opened them in advance, but then I wouldn't have been able to show you. So let me tell you a little bit about this Forever Fern stamp set while I'm opening these ink pads. So this is one of our distinctive stamp from the distinctive line, which means that it's almost like photogenic. It makes it look like it's kind of 3D. So having a really good or well-inked ink pad is important to getting a good image. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start first with the lightest color, the soft sea foam, and I'm going to start with the largest image of leaves. And I'm going to just kind of do one image. Can you see that? It is, to me, so pretty. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to the next color and the next leaf. And I'm going to put that one, I think, kind of like alongside this way. Okay, the ink colors are really close there, but don't worry, that will change. Then going to the third one. And then the fourth one. This one's the mint macaron, and to me that looks like eucalyptus, I guess I would say. I'm going to put this one this way. And this one is the same image except that it goes in the left direction, so I'm going to put it that way. All right, now I'm almost done, believe it or not, you guys. So I'm taking the little splats and the Sahara sand, and I'm kind of just accentuating all around that whole image. Okay, so it's kind of like collage stamping. And I'm actually really happy with it just like that. I'm going to add the greeting, which is to a friend that makes me smile. So maybe one of you all will get this card in the mail. And I'm done. Okay, so I don't know how long that took, but I don't think it was very long. And that project is done. So this is called simple stamping. And again, it doesn't get any easier than that. 1/2 sheet of white paper, a lot of different images. I call this collage stamping. And this project is done and ready to get mailed out. So I hope that you like that. So we're going to move on then to project number 2, and it's really going to be the same project except that I'm bringing in a couple more products. I'm bringing in the 2-inch circle punch, which is retiring, I think, so if you want that, you're going to want to make sure you get that on an order right away before they're sold out. And then the 1 3/4, and then I'm also adding a little bit of this gold cord, I guess, and that is part of this Forever Fern. There's a 3-ribbon bundle pack that comes in this product suite, and this is just some gold cord, and it frays really nicely, so we'll do that. We're going to add that. So again, you'll get to see the same project we just did, except that I am going to repeat the process, and then I'm going to add to it. So here we go. We got another sheet, half sheet of white paper. So I'm going to repeat the process, starting with my lightest. Somebody time me. I want to know how long this takes. Then my second color, my third color. I'm going to put my eucalyptus. I might change this one up a tiny bit. I'm going to put this one down here. I'm going to put this one, I think I might put it up a little higher this time. There we go. And now I'm going to put my dots to accent the background. Oh boy, got a bad line. Okay, but that's okay because I think I could cover it. All right, so now instead of typing my greeting, I'm putting my greeting right on the card. I'm going to put it on this 1 3/4 inch circle. Okay, I am going to use my snail adhesive, which is also retiring, and I'm going to stick it to a pretty peacock colored 2-inch circle. We're almost done, guys. I am going to add a couple of our Stampin' Dimensionals to the back. So in case you're wondering why I got all these Band-Aids, it's been 10 weeks since I've been able to have my nails done, and they're all starting to pop off and they hurt really bad. So I probably could have Band-Aids on about 6 fingers, but I just kept them on the worst ones because they're really bad. All right, so I'm going to try to cover up that little bit of a mess that I made over there. And okay, the last thing to be done is to tie a bow. So when I do a bow, I do just that. I am taking the whole spool. I'm going to make like a little loop. I'm going to tie it around, pretending like I'm tying a pair of shoes. Again, my fingernails are way too long, so I hope this is going to work for me. And of course, I've got the pressure of being online as well. Hi, Enola. Hi, Pam Burnett. Glad you guys could join. I won't tell anybody if you're supposed to be working. All right. And you know, UPS, I don't know if you guys know this, if you've been doing any purchasing online, let me just tell you a couple of things. First of all, Stampin' Up! Is running a little bit of a delay on shipping products out. They're doing individual customer orders and expedited orders first, and then big workshop orders are taking second priority. So things are taking a little bit longer, so please be patient. We are very fortunate that they didn't close during this whole time. The other issue that we have going on is UPS. Our local UPS here in Connecticut is really having a tough time. They've got a number of people out, and we're trying to fight that. So things are a little bit crazy with shipping. I forgot where I was going with this, but I guess I did want to tell you that, you know, there are some shipping issues going on. Okay, so my bow is not the prettiest, but I do want to fray the ends a little bit. Okay, so I am going to use a glue dot, and I'm going to put my bow using a glue dot. Oh God, these fingernails, I'm telling you, it's terrible. I ordered a nail kit. Maybe that's where I was going with this. I ordered it 5 weeks ago. It's still not here. And I'm about ready to commit Harry Carey. So I'm going to put my little gold bow right there. And actually, I kind of like the fact that it's a little bit more frayed. I think it just kind of adds. So that is project number 2. It took me the longest to tie the bow, so believe it or not, the project itself is not difficult. So again, that's one step up. So this was the first project we did. All I did was add 2 circle punches and a little bit of ribbon to the mix, and look at what we've got, okay? So now this would be considered our casual crafter. I've got one last one for you. So in addition to the stamps and the ribbon pack and the dies, there is also a designer series paper pack that matches this whole product suite. It is one of my absolute favorites. So let me show it to you. This is one design, the back side of this one. If you watched my unpacking of the box, you probably saw this, and I know I have some of my quote-unquote, I call them paper whores, but I do it lovingly. This one is all ferns, and the other side is a little geometric pattern. And then we have some of those the leaves that match the stamp. And then some little botanical on the back side. Let's see. This one is definitely more foliage, as you can tell. Ferns and almost looks like succulents to me. And the back side of that one is kind of a geometric pattern also. Lots and lots of greens. Here are 2 more. And one more set. And then here are the last 2 that are part of that. So I'm going to use this pretty pattern on our last card. Our last card is also a half sheet of paper, and it is scored at the traditional 4 1/4. But the front cover of the card is scored at 2 1/8 inch, so that the card can be open and closed in this fashion. Okay, so it's not hard, but it just gives a little extra to our project. All right, so we're gonna get started. And for this project, in addition to that half sheet of paper, I am using one strip of the designer paper. This strip is 2 inches wide by 5 3/8 inches long. I've added another circle. This is a 2 1/4 inch circle, and this is our new jade, just jade color, brand new, that's coming out June 3rd. I've coordinated it with the same as I did on the second project, the pretty peacock in a 2 inch circle and the white in a 1 1/4. Okay, and I am going to use the same gold cord that we used. But here we go. I'm kind of going to do a collection of the first and the second project together. So here we go. I am going to kind of fold this card so that I can see the border that's on the right-hand side. And I'm going to take my leaves one at a time, starting with the lightest at the bottom. Second lightest. Actually, I think I'm going to skip a little space because that second light to me is almost looking the same. I'm going to put my, what I consider eucalyptus right there. Then I'm going to put the next one up here. I am going to put only one of those instead of two. And I'm going to do the same background kind of distressing dot technique that I did on the other projects. Okay, so I'm only stamping on that right side. Okay, what do you think of that? I think that looks pretty darn good. Yep, okay, so now the front piece, this is where I'm going to glue, well, I must have miscut my paper for sure. I think that I did. Yep, this one's much smaller. Okay, but we're going to ad lib. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you know, I guess this card is a little smaller than the original one I had planned. So I'm going to cut it 1 3/4. I think I got my paper cutter here. So let's see, 1 3/4. I'm just going to make it a little smaller. I must have done like note card size or something. I don't know. And then my length, I'm going to do, I'll post on my website, guys, 4 3/8. I will post all these dimensions so that you all can have them for future reference. Okay, I think this was going to do it. All right, so we're going to put that on there. Not my best. All right, guys, you know that I don't like when I make mistakes. All right, so I'm going to have to trim this again. Oh, man, I'm not happy. All right, so let's say I should have measured. What's that saying? Measure twice, cut once. So let's say 1 1/2 instead. All right, this is third time's going to be a charm, I guess. We're going to put our adhesive on the back. And we're going to put it on there. So I made this one with a 1/4 inch border all the way around. Okay, so now that's what the front of our card would look like. So from that view, one more time. Okay, so now I'm going to take my 2 1/4 inch jade circle, my 2 inch peacock circle. I'm going to glue them together. I'm going to stamp the same greeting, the same one, on my 1 3/4 inch circle. Okay, I'm good with that. I better cover that up because I will have a mess if I don't. I'm going to glue that to these layers of circles. All right, now I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take my gold cord and I am going to wrap it around a couple of times, 3 times I'll say. I am going to kind of twist it like in a figure 8. I'm going to be really strategic. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm turning my circle over. Then I'm going to put a bunch of adhesive on the back. And I'm going to press this into that adhesive. And then what I want to do is I want to kind of take these loops and open them up a little bit without untaping them from the back. Okay, and I got those frayed ends. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to put that so that it is on the front of my card, like right about here. So I need to add some adhesive to this side of my circle so that it can stick. There we go. All right, so that was project number 3. So in a short time, we have gotten through 3 projects together. So let's do a little recap. So our first project, half a sheet of paper, simple stamping. Second project, same thing, except I've added the circles. And then the third project, this is like note card size. And I have already made another one previously that was a full card size. So that was project number 3. So I can't thank you enough for watching. I hope that you have all enjoyed. Remember, if you want to get into the drawing for the free stamp set, you need to comment, you need to share the video, you need to share the Face My Stamp Patties Facebook page. Come back and visit me often. I will see you next Thursday live at 2 o'clock. And remember, you all are the flip to my flop. I thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.